All right, everyone. My name is Alyssa Harriman, and I am a nutritionist. I've been practicing for the past 18 years, and I specialize in nutritional therapy for people with cancer. In fact, I actually am one of two instructors right now in Canada that teach a cancer certification program for other practitioners. I am here to share with you, in a very short period of time, information on the Tower Gardens and information on the Juice Plus Whole Food products. Now, you might be here because you're super interested in learning how to grow your own chemical-free food year-round, and I am so glad that you are. I'm going to give you lots of information. We're going to go through it relatively quickly, but I'm going to give you lots of information that's going to make this purchase super easy, and it might even become something that you want to share with other people. If you are here because you're interested in good quality whole food products, then I am absolutely going to also explain those to you before the end of this short presentation. And it's going to help you understand what it is that you should be looking for when you are choosing health supplements. I've been with the Juice Plus and Tower Garden Company for more than 10 years, and I chose to align my reputation and my practice with this company because of its offerings. Being able to help my clients grow chemical-free food year-round, reduce their food costs, and by being able to provide natural, clean, safe and proven products was one of the best decisions that I've made. And my family has also greatly benefited from it. And I know your family will as well. So let's dive right into it. So why Tower Gardens? Like, where did it come from? Why do we want to be using Tower Gardens? Well, Tower Gardens are an opportunity for you to grow your own healthy food indoor and outdoor year round. So I live in Canada. We do not have a great growing season outside for pretty much October until May, even June. So we have a very limited window of time to be able to grow our own food. With Tower Gardens for the past 10 years, I've been growing healthy food for my family without the use of chemicals, allowing us to eat more nutritious food than we could get from the grocery store year round. And I am just so grateful for this technology. And I know when you get started, you're going to love it as well. Now, one of the key things about Vine Ripened is a lot of the produce that we get at the supermarket often is harvested early. And it's in those final days of ripening that all the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants are present in that plant. So when it's harvested early, it actually has a much lower nutritional value. Now, also, once foods are off the vine or harvested, they start to lose nutritional value. In fact, every 30 minutes, there's nutrient loss. So the fact that you can grow your own food without chemicals, essentially providing free food for your family year round, and you're eating more nutrient dense foods is a big deal. Your family is going to benefit from this. It also helps to reduce the costs of healthy eating. One of the biggest concerns around healthy eating is just how much it costs. And this is just great technology to help you grow your food year round. My initial investment in my Tower Garden 10 years ago, not only did my Tower Garden pay for itself in food supply in just a matter of months, but it's continued to offer savings every single month for 10 years. It's one of the best investments our family has ever made. Families also tend to eat what they grow. One of the concerns we have in the nutrition and health industry is that families are not eating enough natural whole foods. One is cost, two is time, three is prep. When you grow your own food, you actually want to eat it. It tastes delicious, it's easily accessible, and you'll find that you start to look for different ways to include these foods. It allows you to be in control of your food choices. Obviously, we've all just navigated a pandemic, and there was parts of Canada's grocery stores in Canada that didn't have fresh produce. The communities didn't have access to fresh produce because the trucks weren't getting there with any. And I think that's just the reality of the world that we live in. We rely on systems that work great most of the time, but there's always that opportunity that we might not have access. So being able to be in control of our food supply is so important. It also allows us to have a smaller environmental footprint because it reduces a household's carbon footprint because you're growing food and you're not necessarily purchasing food that's been transported very long distances. And we've also used Tower Gardens in community projects for food banks, shelters, churches, school programs, and we've really created this amazing movement that allows people who sometimes don't have access to good quality nutrition, that through our Tower Garden programs can have access to that nutrition. And in addition to that, it's also been validated by experts. Not only were tower gardens originally designed in a partnership program with NASA and Disney World to create technology to grow food in outer space for astronauts, but it's actually been studied, and the University of Mississippi proved that tower garden food is as nutritious, and in some cases even more nutritious, because of the tonic that we use. So the goal of the tower garden is to produce healthy plants, produce healthy food for people, and produce food in a sustainable growing system. And I think this really, truly is the future of good nutrition. I've been saying it for 10 years, and it finally seems that it just is definitely making sense, and tower gardens are selling like crazy because families want to have access to good quality, clean food. Now, as I mentioned, the University of Mississippi actually did a study. They found that tower gardens grew on average 30% more food. It had the same antioxidant equivalent to organic farming. They compared tower gardeners to the best organic farmers they could bring in. There was less time, less maintenance, less land, and less water. In fact, tower gardens only use 2% of the water that conventional farming does. One of the things that's not noted on this slide is tower garden tonic, because it was originally made to grow plants for astronauts in outer space, it has a much larger spectrum of nutrients in that tonic than you would typically find in the soil. And that much larger spectrum of nutrients ends up inside the plants, which means the plants are more nutritious. There's a broader spectrum of nutrients inside the plants that you grow at home on your tower garden. Now, how does tower gardens work? Very simple. It has a small submersible pump that sits inside the base. It pumps water up the column and rains down on the root system. Now, when you're growing outdoors, it's going to come on. There's an outdoor setting. It comes on a little more frequently. When you're growing indoors, it comes on less frequently because those roots are going to be able to stay wet. As you can see inside the tower here in the bottom corner, the root system will grow inside. It is a soilless unit, so there's no soil required. It's going to reduce any chances of pests. It also makes sure that your house doesn't smell because that soil decomposition. It actually makes sure improves the oxygen quality of your home because you have this living, thriving, oxygen producing machine in your house. I know for us over the winter months, we used to have to open windows just to let in some fresh air, but our tower garden, it just produces so much clean oxygen that we never feel like we need to do that. And that's really great. It's saving us on heating costs as well. So moving on, one of the questions I get is, well, what can I grow? Well, there's over 100 different fruits, vegetables, and herbs, and even edible flowers that you can grow in your tower garden. And oftentimes I encourage you, when you're ordering a tower garden, think of the things that you guys eat the most of. Do you eat a lot of tomatoes? Do you eat a lot of cucumbers? Do you eat a lot of greens? Do you want to start eating more greens? I typically find outdoor towers, I love to do my cucumbers, zucchini, peppers, tomatoes, all of those types of things, because those plants can take up a little bit more room, and outdoors is great because the tower can just go wild. Inside, I have grown all of those things indoors. I do grow peppers every single winter, but we tend to eat a lot of romaine and Swiss chard and kale, and I love having fresh herbs. So we have giant nutritious salads every single day, freshly picked off our tower garden all winter long. I have those fresh herbs and those dark greens for soups and stews, and that's what we tend to grow the most of. We now started growing on 2 tower gardens indoors over the winter because of the cost of food. We needed to have some food savings there. So just to show you how much towers grow, this is my friend in BC. Look at that tower. Could you imagine buying this kale and this chard and these herbs, like what this would cost? And she can harvest that every single day. When I grow kale, it can last upwards of 4 to 6 months even on my tower before I have to pull it. My romaine lettuce, I'll get anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks off of a single head of romaine lettuce, but I'll grow several heads of romaine so that I'm not harvesting off of the same head of romaine every single day. These are cherry tomatoes growing indoors. As you can see, they're very healthy. This little guy has harvested some Swiss chard, which I think is just absolutely adorable. And this is how vibrant and beautiful, which is also a sign of nutrition in the plant kingdom, here for some romaine. And If you have harvesting questions, we can definitely help you with that. But all you're going to do on this head of romaine is harvest these large outer leaves, leaving the core intact and giving it a couple of days to recover before harvesting again. And you can easily get a salad a day off of your tower garden. In fact, we grow so much romaine and kale, we can have 2 salads, one for lunch and one for dinner. We are a family of 6. This really truly is the future. We are seeing more tower farms pop up all over North America. We have a tower farm going in Thunder Bay in an old Eaton's building. I think they're approved now for 200 gardens, which is going to provide quality food for that community. There's big farms in Quebec. There's farms out in Alberta and British Columbia and all over the United States. So this really is the future. It uses so much less land. It uses significantly less water, and you're able to grow foods without all of those chemicals, which we know are hazardous to our health. That's why organic movement became such a big deal for so many years, is we started to understand that those chemicals are detrimental to our health. This is a rooftop garden for a restaurant in New York City. This is the Chicago O'Hare Airport, where they not only grow produce for the entire restaurants in the airport, but they also now have a farmer's market where you can grab some tower grown produce for your flight, which is pretty exciting. And this is just, again, we are just getting started, and we're looking for people who also want to share this technology with others. This is my friend Paula. They ran a food bank, her and her husband Grant. They ran a food bank program in Aurelia. They got high school students involved, and in one winter, they grew 300 pounds of leafy greens for the food bank and men's shelter. And Paula just had a hugely positive impact on our community. This is some of her summer towers that she has out back. Obviously, it grows a lot of food, and just look at how nutritious it is. It is so vibrant in color. And obviously, with rising food costs, we know we need to take charge of our food supply. It's just unavoidable at this point. I am talking to families in my practice that are spending upwards of $500 to $600 a week just to feed their family, and they need to reduce those food costs, but they want to consume those healthy foods. I love this picture because it shows just that nutrient profile. And you might think, well, how does it show a nutrient profile, Alyssa? Well, as a nutritionist, we know that the more vibrant colors of your food, the more variety of nutrients you're getting from those foods. And when you compare this romaine to the pale, almost white romaine that you would get at a grocery store, there's a significant difference between the two, and it's actually the nutritional value. This is going to be full of chlorophyll, which helps to detox chemicals from our body, rich in B vitamins, also rich in magnesium, which is great for the nervous system. And again, just a couple more towers to inspire you. You can easily go grow squash, outdoor tomatoes. And now we're getting to, how do you get started with a tower garden? Well, we have 2 units. This is our flex unit. This is what I consider an indoor-outdoor unit. Both of the tower garden kits come with everything you need to grow, all right? The only thing you need if you're gonna grow indoors, and you absolutely do need it, is the LED lights. They use very minimal electricity. In fact, in 10 years of tower gardening, we've never noticed our tower garden make a dent on our hydro bill. So it really, really uses very little electricity. It comes with tonic, enough tonic to grow for about 10 months. I typically recommend at time of purchase, grab a second order of tonic. That way you're going to be almost 2 years before you have to order anything else. Tower gardens can also be purchased over 12 equal installments. It's an interest-free program, and you can pay it out at any time. And you would just have it come off a credit card or a debit card, which also makes it even more affordable. In fact, on our 12-month installment plan, what you're growing is those food savings from what you're growing is going to more than cover the cost of your tower garden. As long as you're growing, you're going to be saving. This is our home unit. This is the indoor unit that I currently have in my dining room. It's a little bit smaller base. It comes on wheels with the flex unit above. You can get a dolly for it. So if you do need to move it, you will need to have a dolly. The home unit comes already on wheels, and it also has the addition of the microgreens, and that's really great for seed starters or if you want to grow baby greens. In the wintertime, I actually purchased a regular pod extension for my home unit because in the wintertime, I don't use the microgreen section. I replace that with a regular pod section, those larger pods at the bottom, and because I want to grow some bigger, more mature plants. But in the summertime, I take off that extension. I add the microgreens back because I love to have those baby greens on my salads and my sandwiches, even as soup toppers. They're super nutritious. So let's transition now to talk about the Juice Plus products. Now, there are a lot of supplements on the market that you can choose from. I totally understand that. In fact, it took me 8 years into my practice before I actually decided on a health product line. And I chose Juice Plus for several reasons. One, man-made synthetic nutrients are not recognized the same as the nutrients from whole foods. And if you're wondering, well, how do you know that, Alyssa? Just if you take a multivitamin, you get glow in the dark pee, right? And that's because any nutrient in these multivitamin formulas, those are actually made of chemicals in a lab that mimic naturally occurring nutrients. They are not naturally occurring nutrients. Whereas when you eat a salad, a spinach salad, your body gets tens of thousands of nutrients from that, and it's what we call bioavailable. Your body recognizes naturally occurring nutrients. It's more readily absorbed, and the body makes use of it better. One of the concerns with synthetic supplementation is that it can actually contribute to imbalances and deficiencies because nutrients compete for absorption. It's poorly absorbed with good digestion. Most people aren't walking around with good digestion, whereas nutrients from whole foods don't have any of those issues. Those nutrients are readily bioavailable. They help to support good gut health, which can help with the absorption of nutrients. And in addition to that, your body knows how to use those nutrients in its proper way. It's going to correct deficiencies, not cause deficiencies. So Juice Plus is a whole food product. It is not a multivitamin. There's no additives. We are a non-GMO company. Everything is vegan, kosher, dairy, and gluten-free, and it's third-party tested. That NSF testing is huge. As a practitioner, I want to see NSF testing because the health supplement market can sometimes be a dirty market. Oftentimes in third-party testing, a lot of products show up for high levels of contaminants like arsenic and lead and things that we don't want to have in our supplements. But because it's largely unregulated and because there's very few companies actually go for third-party testing, we really are trusting those companies. And there's just a lot of evidence that a lot of companies can't be trusted. So this third-party testing can't be purchased. It has to be earned. And it assures us that there's no contaminants in the products like heavy metals or pesticides or herbicides or things that you don't want to give your kids. I don't want to put in my body. And that's a big deal to me. That was a big box that got checked as a practitioner. It's also the most thoroughly researched health product line in the world, and I'll briefly touch on that. So this is actually the ingredients of the Juice Plus products. I want you to think juicing without the sugar and the water, concentrated whole food powders, very nutrient dense, and through the clinical evidence, we actually see a pretty substantial improvement in a lot of different areas of health for individuals in those studies who use the products. We also have a plant-based omega. Fish oil is toxic. I have a full class on that. If you're taking fish oil or you're feeling like maybe you'd like to learn more there, we have a full 30-minute class on why you shouldn't use fish oil. It's something I've been teaching in my practice almost my entire career, long before I was with this company and long before they even had their plant-based omega. We have a program called the Healthy Starts for Families, where every child between the ages of 4 and now 25 will receive their products for free. It used to be a 4-year program. Now, so long as the adult remains a customer, that child can remain in that program up until they're 25. So for example, if you have a 4-year-old, whether it's a child or a grandchild, and you order the Juice Plus products for yourself to improve your own personal health, that child will receive their products from the age of 4 until they're 25 for free, which is an incredible commitment on behalf of this company to improve health and wellness of the entire family. In addition to that, we have plant-based family-friendly shakes. These are vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. They have high amounts of fiber to stabilize blood sugar. They got a very healthy range of protein. I know a lot of times when it comes to protein shakes, we often look for very high amounts, but based on research and the amount of time it takes a protein shake to go through your digestive tract, the absorption rate of protein is between 12 and 15 grams. So if you are taking 30 grams of protein in your protein shake, that's a lot of byproduct that your filtering organs like your kidneys have to deal with, which is why there's warnings of over consuming high protein shakes for kidney issues, because it's just your body can only absorb so much at one time. So you're getting a healthy dose of protein, You're getting good sources of fiber. We know Complete helps to support good gut health, which is going to also support your absorption of nutrients, which is going to help you live in a healthier body. And as I mentioned, Juice Plus is clinically backed. In fact, it is the most thoroughly researched health product line in the entire world, and it has actually been published in the world's top clinical and medical journals. And this is research that's done double-blind, placebo-controlled. There's a supplemented group versus a placebo group. This is some of the institutions that have done the studies. We're talking big names like Harvard, Yale, MD Anderson, University of Toronto. This research is actually irrefutable. Not only was it gold standard research, but it's actually been published for the clinical society to show them the benefits of adding concentrated whole food supplementation and the positive outcome on our health. And this is just some of the areas that the Juice Plus products have been published and proven in: bioavailability, heart health, immune health, protects DNA. Now, let me tell you, as a practitioner, if there was a product out there and the only thing it did was protect DNA, especially a practitioner who works with people with cancer, they're making unhealthy cells, I would put all of my clients on it. But these products have not only been proven to protect DNA, but all of these other areas: healthy skin, lung health, gut health, cognitive function, dental health. Here's the thing I want you to remember. If there was a medication on the planet, look at this list. If there was a medication on our planet that did all of these things, every single doctor on the planet would prescribe it, right? They'd be crazy not to. Look at the benefits to human health by using concentrated whole food products. If this was a medication, every doctor would prescribe it. And it is available to every single person in your community as a health and wellness supplement. And again, we have some great support and health education to go with that. So as I wrap this up, I do want to let you know we have two options. You can become a customer. Most of the people who use our products are happy customers. They're long-time customers, especially with that Healthy Starts program. But be in a time where most families can use a little bit of additional savings or a little bit of additional income, we do have a partner account option. With our partner account, there's no obligations. You never have to buy, you never have to sell. There's no minimum quotas or activity levels, which is great. All of the positions inside our company are also permanent, so you never have to requalify or rebuild a position. So there's some peace of mind there. You can move yourself up to higher discounts or income levels, and you're rewarded with that position for life, which is fantastic. The partner account allows you right off the top to get a 10% rebate on all of your purchases. It also gives you an affiliate link. So if you are sharing your own healthy living journey and inspiring other people to use the products, or say you have a really great response to the products, and it becomes something that you easily want to share with other people, you have that link. They can order through your link and your family gets rewarded. And that was why I came in. I bought a Tower Garden. I bought some Juice Plus for my family. I was super excited. I got the partner account because I wanted the rebate on my family's products. I had zero interest of actually building the business. I was a very busy practitioner. But what ended up happening is our family had such a great result. I loved the Tower Gardens. I was naturally sharing it, and lots of people were coming to me to order. And I looked at this and went, wow, this is such a great way to help people. This is such a great way to inspire healthy living, which is my whole goal, especially as a practitioner. And that partner account that I was using simply for a discount became one of the most rewarding parts of my career. And now I've helped thousands of people, and my family has an amazing lifestyle because I took that leap of faith, all because I originally just wanted a discount. So you never know what it could turn into. But if you are looking for a little bit of savings, a little bit of money back, if you're looking to add, a couple $100 a month to your family's income, it's definitely worth investigating, maybe even grabbing that partner account and learning how we do things, and then moving forward from there. So I want to thank you so much for watching this short presentation. If you have any questions, just connect with the person who invited you tonight or today, depending on when you're watching this. And I hope you have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon.